Hello, flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I am Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. It's Monday, October 7th. Monday. At least it hasn't been the Monday from hell.
No, actually, I'm just coming down from the fact that I thought it was going to be, and then the good Lord came down and made the thing work right.
So, I mean, you got that going for you.
Like, I brought up something religious to a not religious coworker, and he didn't argue because that's what it was like.
There you go. My hair is not agreeing with me right now. What's new? Hopefully you all had a wonderful week. Had a good week. Kept ourselves busy this weekend. Went to Amish country on Saturday. Family gathering Saturday evening. I was in Akron all day yesterday at Stan Hewitt Hall, which is a Victorian Gilded Age mansion that's been converted to a museum. They have what's called Ohio Mart every fall. It is always the first weekend of October. It is like an artisan showcase. You can go and shop handmade goods. And every other year they have a textile artist showcase where spinners, weavers, spinning and weaving guilds, various types of needle art guilds. There was a lace making association, a lace making guild there. Come and they kind of sit down and they demonstrate their craft and they talk about, and they have information if a person is interested. Yay. Good times. Good times. So I went, and they have, and Stan Hewitt has their own needlework guild, and they always put on a tent sale of stitching stuff. About stuff. Like cheap. Pennies on the dollar cheap. Like when I pull the pile up, Joe may go, but I spent like $24.
Well, Joe, you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Somebody brought their freebie table and put money on it. Donations to be sold?
Probably, somewhat. I do know they go through some of it and kind of...
Hey, I'm all for it. You want to take this thing I'm never going to get around to doing and sell you for $2 to help the guild? Here you go! That's me.
I have a pile. Okay.
Shout out.
So this weekend, yes, we need to shout out our commenters. Sorry.
Andre, Bridget, Teresa, and Lynn.
Thank you all so much for commenting, and shout out to our friends Brian and Anna. They got married this weekend.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! We were unable to make it financially, time-wise. We were unable to make it to the wedding.
Not enough vacation time.
I'm sad I missed it, but I'm happy that they are, I'm happy that they're happy. So, and
I'm just gonna say this now. To everybody in Florida, please be safe.
Just pray for Florida, y'all. Florida needs prayers.
Florida just got mollywopped, 2 weeks ago?
So, it will be 2 weeks on Thursday that Florida got smashed by Hurricane Helene, and then I think it's Wednesday, they're expecting Hurricane Milton. Milton is a Category 5 right now.
It said tropical storm yesterday.
Rapid intensification.
There's rapid intensification, and then there's going...
I have to... I wrote this down. What did Betta say just a couple minutes ago on the... I was watching the Weather Channel like half an hour ago, and one of the reporters, Mike Lettis, who's in almost the exact same spot he was 2 weeks ago for Helene. No, I think he's in a little bit of a different spot. Said rapid intensification on steroids. And I think rapid intensification is... Oh, now I don't remember. I think it's when it goes up 2 categories within a 24-hour period.
This thing went up 5 categories. It went from 0 to 5. Tropical storm is 0, by the way.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I think, though, it's going to get pulled apart a little bit and downgraded before it actually hits Florida. But we should not be having major hurricanes this close together.
Not at the same
same
spot.
location.
Because it's coming in from the west, and it
Gulf.
wasn't the western side that got annihilated?
It was the Gulf. Helene came in from the Gulf. Milton's in the Gulf. The water should not be warm enough after having a major hurricane churn through it that it churns up another major hurricane. But that's that. So yes, prayers for Florida. Y'all be safe.
I have a friend that lives down there, and I'm probably talking to him after the video, and my exact response is going to be, "Are you okay? Do you need..." He's probably going to tell me to shut up.
Yeah, well, he's on the East Coast, so and it is going to come across the peninsula and out into the Atlantic, but
I know, but still, he got glanced before.
And England and Europe get to worry about tropical system Kurt. I think it's going to be a post-tropical system by the time it gets that far north. Weather, y'all. Everybody just be safe.
Yeah.
So.
If you have anybody down in Florida, make sure they're okay. Make sure they got out, because I'm sorry. If you are told to leave by the appropriate authorities, your options are leave, or leave.
They've already told the Barrier Islands, get out.
I'm sorry, but anybody that lives, you couldn't pay me to live on a barrier island in New Jersey.
You couldn't pay me to live on a barrier island. I'm sorry. They're beautiful, but I wouldn't live there. Okay. Let's not be depressing anymore and move along to whips.
I'm really worried about my friend.
I understand. I'm worried about all the people in Florida.
Okay, I'm still working on Endless Waltz. Tall geese. There you go, buddy. Okay, he is actually basically not as I said before. Oh, come on.
He wasn't fuzzy.
No, it's just kind of bleaching him out a little bit.
That's just the way the camera is.
There we go. Here's him. He's got his backpack. Yes, those are booster rockets. Yes, it's basically this thing's so flipping huge that those are the size of the engines it needs.
I'm trying to keep the camera from trying to focus on me by not looking at it.
Got a shield. There's nothing on it yet because I need to put the stickers on it. For reference, this is his gun.
Are we compensating for something, buddy?
No, actually, everything about this thing is basically... I'll tell you in a second. And then, his arms.
His arms.
When I put the stickers on, these are getting attached. But at these, you'll see what these are for later. The little bits that help attach the weapons. The whole point of the Tall Geese is supposed to be, it is a precursor to the Gundams. It was too large to be useful, so the project was scrapped. But after the Gundam showed up, the bad guy, the only intelligent bad guy basically, went and found this thing in mothballs, got it out of mothballs, fixed it, and basically it's just so big and powerful that it can actually fight these things. It's just, everything about it is huge. It has a big gun because it doesn't have the disintegrating beam energy weapon. It doesn't have boot jets because it has these giant things since it's so big. But it's just really cool that it's just this old prototype giant thing beating people up.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Sound like it. Beep, beep.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to show one little thing. It moves.
Oh boy. There's comments, but I won't make them. Okay.
I'm done.
We're going to start my whips with my Cell offering, which is Star Touch Meadow November. Where you go? There you went.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Look, hello.
Does anybody else have a spouse who sings the lyrics to songs wrong? And it drives them absolutely insane. Because it does. Okay.
Would you like me to check the oil while I'm under that bus?
This is on a piece of 16 count Ada. No, it's 18 count. I did 300 and
Kind of helps you can point.
in this column here, and I finally got the missing thread colors I've been waiting for, so I started filling in the missing thread color spots.
To those scoring that, you have my sympathies because that's probably a nightmare to try to realize when it's like filling in versus adding on. You know what I mean?
What?
Basically, it's a lot harder to realize 300 stitches when it's throughout an entire project versus a new area on the bottom of covered door.
Well, it's a new color, so...
I know, I'm just saying it's harder, not that.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just shut up now.
Then we took out Sampler Week. It was Sampler Week. I used Lace Corset by Alexandra Adelaide for something with random parts all over it, random flowers. A hard to find pattern because actually tracking down where I could get this was not easy. This is on a piece of 32 count, then even weave. And I think I called this Rapunzel at one point. I don't know, it's fabric I dyed. I did 640 stitches. Ow. Here over. I finally have it fixed to where none of this down here is off. Because this whole side, somewhere in here, somewhere in this section, is off by like a stitch and a half, half stitch. So I
Can anybody see that? Because I sure as heck can't.
You can't see it.
So just stop mentioning it, and it never happened.
But it's totally adjusted and together. I fixed it. Girl me. Where my cat is? He's somewhere around here meowing.
Directly behind you. It's like he's standing perfectly to make it hard for you to see him.
Hey, buddy. And then I took out a Good Tyke by Long Dog Samplers and used that for a project that shows my stitching evolution and something that is modern, because it's a modern sampler. I forget what I put my free pass on and I didn't write it down. Sorry. This is also on 32 count, because 32 count even weave is my sweet spot. I finished head, put in like, put in this little corner, finished the line all the way over, did some leaf, and and started stitching. Oh, brought some side border down. Started stitching words sideways. Very challenging to stitch words like this. Very challenging. Makes my head hurt. But that was 640 stitches also. Maybe I'll get into color eventually. Maybe I'll just finish all the black first. This could go one of two ways. And with me, you just never know. Put that away. And finally, I wrapped up my weekend by stitching on Slovak Farm by Little House Needlework. I started the 9th block. No, I don't have block 8 done. I'm doing block 8 last because it's my favorite block. And I can.
She was actually bragging to me about that. Was that yesterday or Saturday?
I think it was Saturday. I was like, I'm going to do this block last because it's my favorite. I got 3 monthly letters out of this, which is shocking. Because Saturday we were gone for a while in the morning and then in the evening, and yesterday with all the I ended up with 926 stitches. I had none of block 9 started. So everything you see on block 9 is new. O, there's an orange pumpkin down here. C, there's chickens on there. T, that's a very tall flower. And I have no idea what this flower is supposed to be. I spent all day yesterday stitching it, staring at it, going, what is that supposed to be? It's not a sunflower. Don't tell me it's a sunflower, because I know it's not a sunflower. I don't know what it's supposed to be. But there you go. And it's also on a piece of 32 count. Because I have a theme. That's all my stitching for the week. Yay, stitching. So now, what's haul? You don't have any haul. Do you have haul?
Yes.
Did haul home from Guild? Oh, you brought haul home from Guild. We had Needlework Guild on Wednesday also. I did not bring haul home from Guild.
It's just something simple because it was there and it looked cool. I guess I'll go first because it's easy. Watercolor Snowflakes by Second & Company. It's literally just snowflakes.
Yay, snowflakes.
And I got them because it looked cool. It was like something easy to do. I was also thinking about, if depending on the size of them, making 9 ornaments out of it.
Well, there you go. I don't know, I'd have to see the size of them.
22 stitches.
That's an awful small ornament. Okay, so today in the mail, I got my Just Cross Stitch holiday issue. It's got lots of cute projects in it. And I'm going to have to stitch some of them. So I bought it at Ohio Mart yesterday. So let's start, shall we? I got Lavender and Laces, the quilt maker. I got a lovely little stamped cross stitch. I really don't know what the name of it is. I guess Female Geisha Red would be the name of it. I got Robot. I got a robot.
I know. I think it's cute.
I thought he might like it. I figured even if he didn't like it, I liked it enough I would stitch it, so. I got a candle mat wool applique kit. It's watermelon. That's not all. That's paperwork. What is this? Little House Needleworks Goodwill. I think it has fabric and all of the colors in it. I think. This is by Not Forgotten Farms. This is also kitted out with fabric and flosses. And it is called Spools of My Thread. This is kitted out with linen. I may not stitch it on linen. It does not have flosses, but it is Border Cup designs. It's got 2 of the charms in it. I think that's, yeah, it's only got calls for 2 charms. Pretty puppies.
I like the name of the color of the fabric.
Portobello? Oh, potato.
Potato!
Yes, it's a linen. Potato. Can't see it really well. I got Heinzit. Whatever. America Matters. It's got fabric, flosses, and charms. Again.
Those are good flosses, too.
Oh no, this is even weave. I'm shocked. I didn't say that out loud. Bent Creek Stone. Peace be with you. Fabric and some of the flosses. And again, it's linen. Most of the stuff that comes out of San Hewitt is going to be linen because they only stitch on linen. Glory be happily ever after fabric and some threads for $4.
Is each one of those flosses $4?
Not quite, but
I thought Gentle Touch was very expensive.
again, I think this is a linen. They're like 2 something. I spent 25 cents on a Teresa Wenzel book. And I knew he was going to react that way. It's a dragon. You are not allowed to stitch this. Sorry, this is mine to stitch.
Okay, then I need to stitch it a second time because I was like, you could do something cool with it.
This? I kind of giggle. This is another Buttercup Designs. It is Kitty Cat Christmas stocking. My aunt once asked if I could make, or if I could find somebody that could make her daughter-in-law's stockings, because long ago when her sons were young, she cross-stitched 2 stockings for them. Her sons are a couple years younger than me. Like, it was like family sequence. My brother, me, her 2 boys. I saw this yesterday, and this is her one daughter-in-law to a T, the kitty cat. The mischievous kitty cats. And she did say if I came across something that spoke to me more appropriately for the daughter-in-laws, to go ahead and get it. So this is for the one daughter-in-law. The stitch. But it's absolutely adorable. My Big Toe. 1 stitch at a time. This is just
it's like a logo.
Take each day 1 stitch at a time. And finally, with some flosses. I think it's got like 3 of the flosses. Something like that. Is Erica Michaels Always Thankful? And that's my haul from Ohio Mart. I spent $24, y'all, on all of
Cool.
That's what I thought. That's haul. I know I had a lot, but I only spent $24.
It's not like she's bragging or anything, people.
One of the, big things with Ohio Mart is the Stitchers, is the tent. And, I expected it to be pretty picked clean and not walk out of there with much of anything yesterday. Because Ohio Mart starts on Thursday, and they open the tent up on Thursday when they first open, and I expected there to be nothing of worth to me in there.
So...
I walked out of there with a Teresa Wensler's book.
Hey, honey.
What?
Does that mean that we're going there on a Thursday in a year or two?
So, Ohio Mart is every single year. Every other year, they do the textiles showcase. On the off year that they don't do the textile showcase, they do a Stitcher showcase, which is a juried needle art show. I do believe the tent of Stitchy Wares is every year. So...
No, I just need to know to take the day off, that's all.
I did not... It's always the first weekend in October. I did not get a chance to walk around outside, and I kind of would have liked to have. But I just didn't. Well, I didn't really take the opportunity to. I probably should have, but they said this was their best show in a long time. They said they broke last year's. Excuse me. They said at the end of the day on Sunday, the one gal that was driving us back to our cars said they needed 1,000 people through the show on Sunday to break last year's record, and she's pretty sure they got that by noon. And the show opened at 9. So.
And when did you leave?
4. To do check. It was fun. And I got to stitch and hang out with my buddies.
I got a question for you and for them.
I have an answer.
If you look on the corners of this guy, I don't know if you can see on the thing, there's little spiky bits because they're using cross stitches, but then doing a diagonal back stitching. I'm thinking of doing 3/4 stitches on the corners just so those little blue parts aren't sticking out.
That's what I would do.
And I'm also thinking about doing the heart a little differently so all what's in here is red.
That's what I would do. And a judge, if you were to get that piece juried, would say you should have done that. Something like that.
I mean, I understand why it is the way it is. It's a kid's project.
Yeah, it's a learn to craft kit, so it's bare basics.
We'll go fix it because I want a proper roll ball.
Mr. Robotic.
Mr. Roboto.
Okay. Well, let's go into plans. What's your plans, man?
I need stickers.
I need to finish stamping Christmas cards.
Oh, and now, yes, I love the one comment that said I should just keep it like this.
No arms. He doesn't need arms.
Yes, he does. I can give you one really important reason why he does.
Okay. Works for me. Well, I need to work on Christmas cards. Because I started making Christmas cards. And I made the list up of... Then I made the list up of people I have to send Christmas cards. I'm over 60 at this point.
Hey, honey. Maybe next time you should do, try to do the list first before you decide on the design.
It's not complicated. It's just very time-consuming.
That was what I meant. But anyway, we forgot to mention something else that happened this weekend.
Hold on. I do have an idea of what I'm going to do next year for Christmas cards. So I'm probably going to start that in, March.
Dang. Okay.
What?
We forgot to mention the fact that the mama cat.
Oh, yes. So Saturday morning we went to go to Amish country. And the dog Friday had gotten some, her
droppings.
bombs. Her backside bombs. onto some concrete. Joe stepped in a bit of it and got a little bit on his shoe, and I'm like, go wash your shoe off. He walked into the backyard, came back and said, I'm gonna have to walk around with poop on my shoe. You managed to wipe most of it off. My reaction was, why are you going to have to walk around with poop on your shoe? And he told me,
there are 2 newborn kittens underneath the faucet. And I do mean newborn.
Yeah, their eyes aren't even open. So Sunday when I left for Ohio Mart, he cut a hole in one of our plastic totes, our old plastic totes, put some old jeans in it, stuck it right there. Mama Cat can move the babies in there. She has not yet chosen to, but when she's ready to, it's there for her. There's not much more we can do to encourage her to do it. So...
And if anybody mentions food, we're purposely not feeding the cat because we don't want the cat. I love kitties. I don't want outdoor cats. I have my reasons.
I'm tired of strays. There's a lot of strays around here. The stray problem had calmed down and now it's back.
Yeah, because I think somebody dumped off a bucket full of kittens.
Yeah. It's rough.
Like, I'm seriously have to go door to door, see if anybody actually owns these cats, and none of them do. See if we can find a rescue group to come catch them and at least fix them.
There are groups that trap and fix cats. Strays. So.
I just need to make sure they're strays.
Well, right.
Because somebody's feeding them.
Right. And I can tell you one of the houses that's feeding them. That one over there.
If you feed the strays, bring them in the house.
Right. So that was our fun-filled weekend. Let's talk about plans. What are your plans?
Just did that. Sorry, I interrupted it. Now it's your turn. I talked about doggies.
Oh, yeah.
You talked about cards.
Squirrel. Yeah.
And now we need to do the Daily 30 part.
The Daily 30 plans are Oktoberfest. Hi, Bandy. Okay. So, Can I help you? The first prompt is stitch on something where you have to be very exact. She wants something.
Bandy, lay down. We'll get you in a minute.
Give me 5 minutes.
Down. Lay down.
Okay. Stitch on something where you have to be very exact. So pretty much any of my projects, because I'm fairly particular about being very exact. So we have Rags to Riches, Belle, Land of Liberty, and Quaker Ball. Quaker Ball would be the one that has to be most exact because of the design. Of course, that also gets an asterisk of if I have the parts I need for Quaker Ball.
I'm going to say Belle.
I did find Quaker Ball and have not looked through it yet. Okay. The next one is stitch on a whip of choice and tell us about your first job. Any of those would apply because it's a whip of choice.
What was your first job again? Pondo, right?
Yes, my first job was a restaurant.
You want to know what? You want to know why I think Belle fits that perfectly?
Why?
You were basically the dishes. Making the food.
Mm-hmm. Belle would fit that.
Mm.
We can do that. Stitch on a whip that has food or drink on it. Rags to Riches has pumpkins on it, which you can eat.
Guess that works. You're all over the place, unfortunately, it looks like.
I am. Stitch on your whip that is hardest to stitch. That would be Quaker Ball.
And if that's not possible to stitch...
I would say probably Rags to Riches because...
Then I put that in parentheses next to that just because... In case you can't do it, because... Yeah, I can see some... I couldn't get any progress on my hardest to stitch one because it's really hard to stitch because I don't have the floss.
I have the floss. What I am trying to locate right now are the beads.
Ah, okay. Still, that would be a really funny reason, though.
Yeah. I also have a password in which I can use for something. Because the last prompt is to stitch on a whip you've given yourself permission to stitch. And really, isn't that any of our projects?
Okay, 2 of them aren't any of your projects, because I'm sorry. The reason why frogging is a thing is because you have to be exact.
Well, this is true. Some people are a little more apt to fudge things than I am, though.
Doesn't change the fact they're following a pattern.
I mean, yeah. So I'll just pick something at the end of the week. This is a 300, 400 week, so that could be Rags to Riches or Land of Liberty. That's plans for the week. That's it. All we got. That's all we got. So we hope you all have a good week. We do hope that if you are in Florida, you are safe. You Please. Stay safe.
Please.
You be safe. You evacuate if you need to. All that jazz. You know, if you're in.
I'm going to try to make a joke out of it, but this isn't serious, but I'm trying to be funny about it. If you live in Florida and they tell you to evacuate, get out the way! Get out the way!
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
In all seriousness, be safe, everybody.
Be safe, everybody. Yes, be safe. Have a great week. Get lots of stitching in. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you were entertained.
We hope you were You mixed up the order and broke my brain. We hope you're entertained, and we also hope you like, subscribe, comment, and bell notification thing so that you can be entertained next week.
You're right. I did screw the order completely up. And I don't care. Thank you all so much for joining us.
I recovered. Ish.
Good job. Did better than I did. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye!